Hello, this is Chris from Eurogamer, and let's go over a bunch of stuff you may not know about playing Overwatch's newest hero, Sombra. Thanks to the way this character is built with hacking, stealth and teleportation abilities, there's tons of extra bits and pieces that you can be thinking about whilst playing her. Let's get started. First of all, Sombra's chromatic camo does mean you'll be temporarily invisible to your opponents, but there's some things worth knowing about its effect. First, there's a brief visual cue that other players will see both when you enter and leave invisibility. If you get really close to an enemy player, they'll still be able to see you until you get out of range again. Same goes for Torbjorn's turret there. If Mercy is healing you, you will remain invisible, but the beam isn't, and it will give away your position. Enemy Hanzo can reveal your location to his team using a sonic arrow. Same goes for Widowmaker's ultimate. There's a slight delay between you pressing fire to initiate an attack whilst cloaked and this actually happening in game. We're talking a fraction of a second here, but it's substantial enough that you need to bear it in mind when trying to catch someone unaware. Reloading doesn't remove the effect, neither does throwing your translocator. Speaking of the translocator, you can teleport to the beacon even when it's in midair. And it's worth knowing that when you do teleport, although other players won't know exactly where you've gone, if they're watching closely they can tell in which direction you've just travelled. You can't teleport whilst trapped by Junkrat, the translocator will bounce off other players if you hit them, and Genji can deflect it because technically it's a projectile, but this doesn't have any additional effect. The translocator isn't invisible to other players, so if you've left it on a health pack somewhere and you go back thinking it's safe, it might not actually be all that safe at all. No, that's bad. Speaking of health packs, did you know they'll respawn 3 times as quickly once they've been hacked? The skull that appears afterwards is visible to everyone in game and is in fact itself a timer for the hacking effect. This effect can be reapplied once it's at 80% or lower. Now hacking players, that's a little more complicated, but the basic rule here is that it prevents them from using any active abilities. However, their passive abilities remain unaffected. This means, for example, that Lucio isn't able to crossfade between healing and speed at will when hacked, but whichever effect is currently playing still works. Amusingly, Sombra's hack also means that McCree can't roll. Try and figure that one out. Hacking a Bastion will force that player to leave turret mode. You can't hack through a Reinhardt shield or a Winston bubble. Zarya's barrier also blocks hacking, as does Mei's ice block. However, in both of those cases, if they trigger this midway through your hack, it may still work. You can't hack Junkrat's Riptire, and even if you manage to hack the hero himself, it doesn't stop the ultimate. And speaking of ultimates, Sombra's is a really good one, and will immediately nullify Reinhardt's shield or Winston's bubble if it's in range. It's also the perfect counter to Lucio's ultimate if you need one. Just look at that, it's like it was never there. And there we are, 30 things you may not have known about playing as Sombra. I'm sure there's other stuff as well. If you've got cool tips, leave them in the comments if you like, and thank you for watching. If you're after more hot Overwatch action, then boy do I have some videos for you. Is that a video interview from BlizzCon? Yes, I think it is. Nice.